Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be transforming a producer named 808 Dave's website from this into this, all with our new producer web templates that we just released. If you like the way 808 Dave's website came out and you want a brand new website for your beat store, you can check out Producer in the link down below. And for the launch week only, you can get Producer for a special discount price, along with a year of access to Leaders Plus, our exclusive private community for producers trying to make money from their music online. And on top of that, you'll also get access to every single one of our courses, along with all of our email templates. This deal is honestly such a no-brainer. I'm surprised they're giving away this much. So check that out in the first link in the description, and let's get into the video. When you call Producer, you gain access to an entire course that we made just to show you how to customize the template to make it unique and special to your brand as a producer. Let me show you just how easy it is to generate your copy of the Producer web template. All you have to do is click here to generate a copy of the Producer template, and then it's going to ask me to copy and paste the template into my Framer account, which is the software that we built Producer on and what we're going to be using to customize it. And here we have a brand new fresh install of the Producer template. This is the first thing you're going to see when you open it up in Framer. This might look like a lot, but trust me, it's really simple once you follow all the lessons in the course. Robin explains things really well. If you're brand new to web design or making websites in general, this is going to be a breeze for you if you follow the instructions step by step. On the left hand side, you're going to see all the pages that come with the Producer template. We got things like a home page, a special licensing page, a 404 error, just all the essentials you're going to need for a website in general. And then we're going to click into layers, and that's where all the elements of the website are going to live. And then lastly, we have this assets page. Now this has all the styling for the websites, you know, our headers, and it also has our brand colors. Now it comes with a bunch of different light and dark colors for both dark mode and light mode, but it also has a place where you can put your own brand colors to be used on the website to make it unique to you. First off, I'm gonna change the first accent color to be 808 Dave's main brand color. So I'm just gonna open it up here and copy and paste the hex code, and it looks like it automatically changes all those accent colors to his purple. So with one click, we've already made changes across the whole site. It might be hard to tell at first, but once we zoom out and I press undo and redo, you see just how much it changes. And if you zoom in, look, it looks so much different just changing it from purple to blue back and forth. Next up, we're gonna change all the headers on the site to be a custom font, so it's a little bit different than what comes stock with Producer. All you gotta do to change the font is go to the text styles. So all you gotta do is simply click on heading 1, and it's gonna bring up the adjustment menu. We're gonna go ahead and click onto font, and then click custom. And I'm gonna upload NoFX from my desktop. Once we download NoFX, you can see it automatically changes it in the hero section, but it still hasn't changed anything down here. So let's go ahead and switch out all these headers with NoFX. And now that we installed the custom font, it's easy. All we gotta do is click into font, custom, and it's right there. And just like that, we changed all the header elements from the basic default font to this brand new custom installed font that is honestly one of my favorites. This is what I use for my personal website that I built with Producer, and just right away it adds so much more character. Now for 808 Dave's website, I'm gonna leave the body text default, but this is where you can change that to whatever you want as well. And some of these headers look a little too big, but we're gonna come back here and make some fine adjustments later. But for now, let's go ahead and change the logo. Switching out the logo in Framer is just as easy as changing a font. All you have to do is go down here to the assets menu, go down to components, project, site, and then double click on the logo. And this is gonna bring you to all the logos that we have on the website. We're gonna go ahead and click onto this primary white logo here, and then we're gonna go down to fill. And it already has this Producer logo set, but I'm gonna go ahead and go to my downloads and bring in 808 Dave's logo and just drag and drop it here. I just gotta make some slight adjustments in so it's not all that wide space on the edges. And then this is where I would download the black version of the logo. Usually you have to go into Photoshop and either tweak the logo if you made it yourself or play around with it if you know how to use Photoshop. But in Framer, it's easy. All we gotta do is go back, click on logo black, and then we're gonna drag and drop the same exact logo into it. And then all we gotta do is go to styles, click filters, and then go and click invert. invert. It just inverts the white to black and we have our black logo. We also have this small square logo that's important that you change out too, because this is going to be your logo on mobile devices. This is what people are going to see there. So let's go ahead and pop in the same logo. We're going to click home here in the top right corner to go back to the home page, and you're going to see his logo has already been changed out everywhere the logo is. We got it right here in the menu bar, right here in the hero section. It looks a bit small here, so let's go ahead and see if we can fix that. I'm going to press shift and option to make this bigger, drag it out, bring that out a bit. Same thing here. I'm going to click into the header bar and change the size of this logo here. Like that should be good. Now let's go ahead and change the text for this hero section because this is a pretty vague line. I looked at 808 Dave's profile and I saw that he's a drill producer. So let's go ahead and put high quality beats for the hardest drill rappers. And we can tell it looks a little bit too big here, just very squished together. And we can change that pretty easily. All you have to do is look over here. You're going to see that the H1 element is selected, the one that is in our hero section. Not to make things too technical, all you have to do is go up here to this little content section, and you're going to see it has this greater than and less than symbols next to it. And that just means that this is a component that you can adjust the width of. So make sure that we click content here. We're going to go onto the sides and we can just drag this out. And the farther we drag it out, the less squished the text becomes. And that looks a lot better. I think the font's just a little too big in general, so we can change that pretty easily. All we got to do is go back to the assets, heading 1, and then we can see that it's 80 pixels. So let's go ahead and try something smaller like 60. And then we can go ahead and drag this back in a bit. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. And let's go ahead and change this text down here as well. Discover and license the craziest drill beats. Just as easy as that, we already have the hero section text updated. So let's go ahead and change out this background image for something different. Now, like I mentioned earlier, you can see the greater than and less than symbols next to this content thing. And you're going to see that on every single layer with an adjustable width. You might have already noticed here in these overall sections, we have things like S navbar top S hero. That just means section. So this is your hero section. This is your beat store section and so forth. Now, each one of these sections has a little picture emoji, not because it looks nice, but because that means that it has a background image that you can change for something different. And you would change that out just how you would change out your logo. Just go down here to styles and fill on the right hand menu. We would just open it up and we can change it for whatever. Now, one of the cool things about Framer is it has a native integration with Unsplash, which is basically just stock and royalty free images for you to use in your websites and graphic design projects. So we're going to go ahead and click onto that. And we're just going to type in rappers. So we can just click different images and just see how they look. That already looks sick, just like that. That's crazy. Let's look at how the money looks. Oh, that doesn't look as good, but you get the gist. We can have some cool stuff here. We got this dude smoking big doinks. Let's go ahead and find something that would fit the UK drill vibe. I like the way that these crowd shots look. I think that looks really sick. And I think it fits the drill aesthetic pretty well. You're going to see here that we also have a layer underneath the hero section called overlay. And that's basically where you can control the overlay image above your background image. So a common thing in web design is to have like a black overlay over your images so that you can see text above them easier. And if we click into the overlay layer and go over here onto the right hand side, we're going to see an opacity slider. And if we bring that all the way up, our background disappears. So we're going to go ahead and find something that works. We got white text, so it's kind of hard to see over light images. But another thing I really like about Framer is it lets you just use gradients easily. Right here, we can see we just have a flat black matte over the whole image, but we can change this to a gradient, and now we can control what's on the top and what's on the bottom. So we got this dark gray here. We can go onto the top and literally change it to whatever we want. You know, you want to make it blue, cool. You want to make it red, that actually looks kind of sick. You want to make it purple to match your aesthetic, cool. You can literally do whatever you want with it. You can even change the gradient types. We got I think this is radio gradient. Yeah, so I like to use this a lot too. You got whatever this kind of gradient is. I'm sure there's a use for it that's useful, but you get the gist. Let's go ahead and go back to that gradient. I like this purple color actually. And now we also have this cool little carousel, and let me show you what that actually looks like live because it's not moving here. And you can see you got this sick little carousel that's just scrolling along, showing all kinds of social proof. If you've worked with brands, maybe you do some sync licensing and you have some cool logos to show here, go ahead and add them. That's going to add a ton of credibility to you, and it's just going to make your beat store convert overall a lot better. Next up, we're going to come down down here and let's start to change a few of this stuff. I can see that this text underneath BeatStore is actually a H3 element, and I kind of don't like the way that looks. So let's go ahead and tweak that a bit. I'm gonna go back over here to assets, scroll down to H3, and I'm gonna select it. And let's just go ahead and make it a little bit smaller. We could even change this to something else. Like we can go back to Enter, which is the base font that Producer comes with. Kind of like the way that looks. And then we can go down here to weight, and let's go ahead and make that extra bold. There we go. And that just looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to my eye. So this is how the buttons are supposed to look. And if you go down over here to the right hand menu and go down to this variant menu, we can see we have a few different options. You have your bulk deals for mobile. This is just going to stack them so you can see it on a mobile screen easier. But then you also have this cool coupon code section. And this is really useful to put when you're having a sale. You can see get 50% off using code Black Friday. And it's going to have this cool little button where all the customer has to do is just click that. And it's going to copy and paste this coupon code directly into their keyboard. So all they got to do is scroll down here to BeatStore, make their picks, and they can just copy and paste that code easily. Things like this is huge for your conversion rate. So let's go ahead and switch this BeatStore out. We got this typical producer BeatStore that's placeholder, but switching it to your BeatStore is going to be quick and easy. Luckily, Producer works with any BeatStore you use, so you can use this template easily if you have BeatStars, Airbit, Soundy, TrackTrain, whatever. So let's go ahead and go into my BeatStars so I can use it as a placeholder BeatStore, and I can show you the adjustments you need to make so you can drag and drop it easily into Producer. In BeatStar Studio, all you have to do is go to your player section. It's going to be over here under features, players, and I have two for some reason, but you should only have one active Blaze player. Stores, you're just going to go over here, click on these three dots and click edit player. Now I already have all the settings for my beat player adjusted. The only adjustments you're going to have to change when you're in here is you're going to have to change the player width and the player height to both 1200 pixels. And then all we got to do is find this embeddable code section, click copy, go back to Framer, click on the BeatStore component, go over here to the right hand side to where you see this embed section, and we're just going to click in here, select everything, delete it, and then copy and paste our new BeatStore section. And then just press enter and you're going to see it automatically adjust in real time. Now that looks cool and everything, but let's just say you don't like these sharp edges. You can tell with the template, we have a lot of rounded corners. So these sharp edges just don't kind of match aesthetically. Luckily, this is a pretty easy fix. If you're familiar with HTML, you probably know how to fix this without any help. But for those of us who can't code like me, we're going to use the help of a little tool called ChatGPT. We're just going to go here to ChatGPT and I'm going to copy and paste my code. And I'm going to come down here a few lines. I'm just going to say, please add a radius of 20 pixels to this HTML code. And it's going to give me the code with 20 pixels of radius added. So I'm just going to copy that, go back to Framer, copy and paste this code in, and then boom, you can see we have a nice, smooth, rounded corner. This looks pretty cool just as is with very little changes. Just like everything in Framer, each one of these elements can be adjusted and edited how you see fit. We don't recommend going and making all kinds of crazy adjustments if you're brand new to Framer and building websites in general, because you are going to mess things up and it's not going to be a fun time for you. But if you're interested in this kind of stuff, you can learn a bit more about Framer, and with just a little bit of knowledge, you can do some really cool things with your website. And then we also have this dark gray background for the BeatStore, but I'm going to go ahead and play around with the gradients again and see what we can come up with. I did this with my BeatStore. I thought it looked really cool. I changed it from a flat fill to a round fill, and I'm going to take this center color and I'm going to change it to his accent 1 purple. And we're going to take this other color and change it back to his dark primary. And as you can see, this looks already super sick. You can just see how powerful this is for making this custom template really custom to you. As you can see here, we have a full licensing section with 4 rows that you can use to show your lease options. Now, I'm not really going to dive into this section at all in this video, because honestly, this is the part that takes the most work when you're adjusting the producer template to be unique to you. It only takes you a couple hours to build a brand new badass website with Producer, and if I'm being for real, most of that time is spent adjusting this section. So when you copy it, all you gotta do is make sure you pay close attention to those videos and you're gonna have it set up pretty easily. We got this cool little custom production section. If you do custom beats, we have this whole custom beats page just for you, and it has all these reviews of any customers you have. It has all these different cards, has a submit request. You can show off your credits here. It's just super badass if you you offer this service, but let's just keep going. Let's go ahead and work on this lead magnet section. This lead magnet can be whatever you think an artist would be interested in, but usually it's just a pack of free beats. And it's super simple to make changes to. All I'm gonna do is double click into here, highlight everything, and let's just say 1,000 plus free beats delivered instantly. Drop your email below and I'll send over 1,000 free beats. Now, I'm not saying this is a good choice for your lead magnet, but you can literally do whatever you want. And this purple color looks nice, but it just looks a little flat. So I'm gonna play around with the gradient once again. Let's go back over here to fill, go over here to gradient, and it's gonna automatically add in this gradient right here where it's just bottom up from black to white. And you know, that looks cool, but it's just not what we're going for. So let's go ahead and click onto the gray color and let's make that back to our purple. And what I'm gonna do is hover above this element and I'm just gonna rotate the gradient this way. And I think I like the way that looks. And then just like everything else in this template, this testimonial section is easily adjustable for you to be able to change out any of your customers' names, their review, their profile picture, what they said, even who they are. And let's also just go into Unsplash and find another cool picture here. Yeah, that works perfectly. And then we have this cool bio section. This is where you can put all your production credits and you can adjust this carousel to match them and even link to those songs on Spotify or YouTube if there's a music video for them. Now, I saw that he has a few credits, and to change this, all I'm gonna do is just double click into here. Can adjust all of them. So let's replace Jay-Z. Looks like he's got one with an artist named Bloody. Looks like he's got one with a guy named Duty Low. And I'm just gonna go to his Instagram and add a few more that I can find in his bio. And now you can see his production credits are placed here very nicely. And then changing these is just as simple as everything else in this template. We just got to double click into here and we're going to see all these cards. Now, you don't want to touch this. You want to go over here, and this is where we can edit the individual card. Now, unlike other elements, we're not going to go in and start clicking directly. We can go over here to the right hand menu and change out all these. So artist name, Michael Jackson, song title, Thriller, and then we can change this. Let's go ahead and let's see. Can we find the king of pop? I don't think I'm gonna find any. Oh no, I found one. And then boom, there's your Michael Jackson placement. So I hope that this video helped you see just how adjustable and customizable this producer website template actually is. In just a couple hours, we're able to take 808 Dave's site from this into this, all without writing a single line of code. Honestly, as a producer, this product is insane. I was able to switch up my own beat store so fast and it looks a million times better. I've already been learning Framer behind the scenes just so I can keep up with this product, but this is a million times better than anything I've been able to make for myself so far. And I'm not brand new to this stuff. I've been working for the Heat agency, building pages and sites for guys like Hologram, Kavi, J Cactus, all of them for over a year now. So I just shows the level of detail Robin really went into when he made this. That's it for today's video. If you guys liked it, go ahead and leave a like and show some love in the comments down below. If you want a cop producer, it's gonna be the first link in the description, and make sure you get it in the first week so you can take advantage of those crazy bonuses.